Well, if the straw is done, then I'm going to unrent that thing.
What if it's still attached to the tractor when you do it?
It'll just disappear. Here, watch. I'm gonna do it. Oh, no, it's not letting me. Go ahead and detach. Then I'll do it. What?
I just dumped it on the road in front of a bunch of cars and continued driving away.
I should probably stop renting this sprayer and just buy it. It's like 25 or 30K though. It's kind of expensive, but we do use it every single harvest, so. Do you guys still think that we need a third tractor?
Yes.
There's a lot of stuff we need, though.
Well, I'm going to...
I think we should probably quit renting stuff before we get a third tractor.
Well, yeah. The only two things really that we rent are the sprayer and the straw grabber, but we can't really afford both of those. Well, I mean, we're always going to rent that a little bit.
Yeah, you can't really buy labor. Last joke, we don't do that anymore.
I said rent labor, I didn't say buy labor.
Yeah, because the alternative would be buying it, so we have to keep renting it.
Which is, what tractor is that, Lost Joke? Or Craig? What is this? It's a Steyr 4115 Profi. I'm just trying to see, like, what we have. Alright, so that's a medium-sized tractor. There are small tractors as well. The medium-sized, so that exact tractor is $112,000. The cheapest...
A large tractor for?
The cheapest medium-sized tractor is $98K. The cheapest large-sized tractor is $238K. The cheapest small tractor is $59K.
I'm thinking that since we have a small tractor and a medium tractor, we shouldn't buy anything until we can get a large tractor. We're probably going to have equipment that we want a large tractor for eventually.
So the sprayer is $30K if we buy it instead of renting it. The loading wagon that you just got done using is $46K. I think that I would rather buy the sprayer at this point.
Yeah, the sprayer is used more, and the loading wagon doesn't bring in a lot of money.
So I'm going to go ahead and unrent this, and I'm going to buy that sprayer. There's no
it may be
customizing.
It may be economical just to not harvest the straw. Just let it rot.
We can't, like, just leave it there, though, because we need to use that field.
Will it not just go away?
No, it doesn't.
It'll just stay there.
Yeah.
Well, we do need that.
Alright, I bought it. I'll go pick it up, I guess.
We do need that thing to pick it up, then.
Or I would if that tractor was still here. Last time, did you steal the tractor?
I need it.
Alright, well, I'll take this tractor then.
Where do I get in?
Shift. There you go.
There, I'm in. I'm taller than you.
I think you're sitting higher than me.
Sure. They just have higher seats than others in the tractor.
It would be nice to get another of this specific kind of tractor, only so that we can have, like, multiples that can pick up stuff. But I don't know.
the large tractor might be able to do that also, but
Yeah,
also,
but what do we need the large tractor for? Like, what's the purpose of it?
I don't know. I'm just assuming that we're gonna be able to get bigger equipment later.
I mean, we can. It's just bigger equipment is more, you know, money.
Yeah.
That turned all wrong. I'm also going to stop here real quick and fix this thing up because this thing is less than half on the maintenance.
So's the other one.
Yeah, but you have the other one, so.
Can we
Repair.
fix them back at home?
$500.
No, that's general maintenance.
What's the point
We
of
need
general
a
maintenance?
no. We need a. It's just maintenance for the farm. It's just rent for the farm, basically. You can do it at home, but you need to have a workshop building at home, which we don't have. You can buy
We have
one.
a workshop at home.
Workshop at home. Literally just a box of tools.
It's a wrench on a table.
Alright, I'm gonna skip the night again. And we'll start seeding and stuff in the morning. And we also are gonna need to do horses again.
Speaking of workshop at home, there's this story about my grandpa where my grandma came home one day and he had a car's engine disassembled on newspaper on the kitchen table. And oil everywhere.
It's very nice. Alright. Night skipping is commencing. I'm not tired. Bullshit. I'm exhausted.
We don't
I am
have a
actually
stamina
exhausted.
meter. What do you think this is? Stardew?
Alright, fine
Yes.
then, game. I'll just skip the night this way. I'll just go it slowly. Maybe I don't get tired until like 7 o'clock. Maybe when it hits 7 o'clock, I'll be able to do it.
This is just slightly more realistic Stardew.
There's no relationships in this game though. If you want slightly more
Play
realistic
Farmer's
Stardew,
Dynasty.
yeah, you gotta play Farmer's Dynasty.
$70 wage payment to who?
I
It'd be funny
think
if
it was the
someone-
last of the employees that we had.
It would be somewhat funny if someone made a total conversion mod for this, where they put Stardew Valley into this game with the feel of Farm Sim instead of Stardew Valley, but all the characters and the relationships and the locations.
It'd be kind of interesting.
Okay, so
They could do it in Farmer's
I don't know if
Dynasty.
it's just me or not, but whenever we skip to the next day or sleep, and
Yep.
I'm in a vehicle,
Yep.
it breaks my camera.
I bet it uses a bunch of fuel when you're in a vehicle too. Maybe I should start announcing that so you can get out of the vehicles.
No, I saw it like drop immediately to like 0, but skipping the day breaks my camera, so I have to leave the vehicle.
Weird. Yeah, John Erguy's right. We are probably all sleeping in the same bed. I mean, there's only the one couch in there. It's not even a bed. Maybe it's a futon, but
I'm not ever at the farm whenever you decide to sleep to the next day. I'm always out, so I'm sleeping in the truck.
I want to go do. I want to go seed stuff first, so I can get that going while I do the horses. I
I
ran
like how
all the
we
way out
own
here.
this multi-million-dollar farm, and the only living quarters we have at all is a shipping container with a couch in it.
We didn't have a sleeping anything. When
Yeah, I
we
had to
got
buy
to
that.
This farm.
I had to
I
buy
know.
that. This is a corporate farm. This used to be a corporate farm. Nobody ever lived here. This was not a family-owned business when we bought it. Now it is, obviously, because we're a family. Family's the most important thing. Family's the most
What
important
is this?
thing.
Fast and the Furious?
Yes, it is.
Nothing's stronger than family.
Nothing's stronger than family.
There's a YouTuber or a streamer I follow on Twitter, and he gets really upset because he thinks that meme is really annoying, as if all memes don't just suddenly explode. I genuinely think that the Dom meme is funnier than the Anakin one. Because the Anakin one
really
was
like the Anakin one.
was tied specifically to that scene and only that scene, so all of them just look the same. Whereas the Dominic family one is the punchline is family, but you can pretty much mold it into any situation.
No, unfortunately, Giant Nerd Guy, the Anakin meme is still very much alive. I wish that it wasn't.
Aren't there like 1,000 Anakin-related prequel memes?
Yeah,
No,
this one
specifically
is
the Anakin Padme meme.
Yeah, the Anakin Padme meme where she's like, "You'll blah blah blah, right?" And then he just looks at her, and he's like, "You'll blah blah blah, right?"
I don't know why you would think, why you would call that the Anakin meme. They're like a billion.
It's the current
memes.
Anakin meme. It is the current one that is in the Zeitgeist right now.
Yeah, that's true.
My point being, as the Dominic family meme lends itself to be more creative in how you apply the joke.
Well, don't they talk about family incessantly in those movies? So you can pick like
that's the
one
joke.
No,
you could pick, like,
meaning
one of
you can fit it.
Where he's talking about family.
No, not that. I'm saying you can fit that joke into any situation outside of the film's scope. Like, one had the scene in which Luke was doing the Death Star run, and Vader's about to line up his shot. Then his escorting TIE fighter gets blown up, and he's like, "What the hell?" And he's like, it's Dominic flying the Millennium Falcon, saying, "Nothing's stronger than family, kid."
It's so stupid. It's so dumb. But I do like it. I do prefer it more than the current Anakin meme.
It's pretty much, as long as you shop Vin Diesel in it, and then have the punchline be something to do with family, that's the joke. In fact,
UFO just went over.
I'm taking a horse out.
In fact, I saw someone, and I'm mad I didn't do it first, because I thought of it, but I just didn't really think about to actually put it anywhere. But someone took an advert for Olive Garden when you hear your family, and it just cut to Dominic just nodding.
We hear your family. I always like it's an old meme, but it checks out. The one where it's the scene from the first movie where it's like, had me, you didn't have me, you didn't have your car, and then it like cuts to like Paul Walker in the middle of the desert with like nothing around him, and then it cuts to like directed by M. Night Shyamalan. That was always one of my favorite memes. It's like making that like literal. Well, okay, so in the first movie they did a race, and Paul Walker was like, "Oh, I almost had you," and then Vin Diesel was like, "Almost had me. You didn't even have your car." And then he starts listing off like all the ways that Paul Walker was like a terrible.
Doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning is winning.
And he starts going off on about all the stuff that Paul Walker did that was like bad, and of course at the time they're surrounded by like, all the people who were like at the race and stuff, and so the meme is that it cuts from them being surrounded after he says, you didn't even have your car, to Paul Walker being by himself in a desert with no car and nothing around him, and then it like cuts to like directed by M. Night Shyamalan, like it was a big twist.
Okay, I get the meme, but now I don't get the comment he made in the movie. You didn't have your car. That doesn't make any sense.
He just means you didn't have like control of your car, like you were a shit racer.
I guess. Yeah, I guess.
My one claim to memedom that got really popular was around when Stormblood for Final Fantasy XIV released, and they announced the classes that they were releasing along with it, and everyone was commenting that it was just DPS. So what I did is I took the exhibit meme.
Yeah.
We put a thing in your thing.
Yeah. Yo, dog.
But I shot
heard you liked...
Yoshida's face on it, and I was like, "Yo, dog, I heard you like DPS, so we put more DPS in your MMO."
I mean, that's not bad. That ain't
It,
a bad
it was. It wasn't. I put a lot of effort into something that wasn't entirely that funny, but for some reason, for like a good month, it blew the fuck up, and I don't know why.
It's all random chance, to be honest. Stupid shit will blow up for like no reason. What are you people doing out here in the middle of nowhere? Why are you here? What are you doing out here? Suddenly there's NPCs out here in the middle of nowhere, and they're just walking around. They're just milling about. What are you doing?
Well, that is sort of a like there's a walking path in that area.
Yes.
It's not clearly laid out, but it's there. And I think those paths that you're on technically count as a road. And all roads in this game tend to have sidewalks, apparently.
Yeah, Sleek is here. Someone has a like a beach umbrella out here. There's like a whole, what is this, like Woodstock out here? This is a fish concert? What's going on over here?
You wanna run that by me again?
Talking about hippies. I'm talking about hippies in their tents. That's what it looks like.
You said fish concert?
Yeah, fish concert. You know who Fish is?
I don't really think they count as a hippie band, though.
Kinda are.
They strike me as more like a Lollapalooza.
Well, that's also kind of what I meant.
Your face strikes me.
Is that it? Full stop?
Yep.
That's called a headbutt.
I know. Well, you're not supposed to hit them with your
horse.
face, though. You're doing more damage to yourself if you actually strike them with your face.
92%. Nobody else gonna ride a horse? We have another horse that needs riding. Oh, I'm not gonna.
I am way too busy.
What are you doing?
You are not?
Prove it.
I can tell Merg to tab to the truck, but as a passenger.
No, I'm in a horse. I'm on a horse right now. I'm in a horse. I'm in a horse right
Radiant slip.
now. I'm coming back. I'm also getting attacked by bugs in my room.
Mergrim the Great.
Let me just show you how busy Craig is.
A little too enthusiastic about horses.
I see. Greg, you better ride this horse before the day is done. For 5 minutes. Better ride our other horse.
Well, if somebody gives me a ride over there, I will.
Lost take him to the horse pen.
Well, now I can't. He's got to get out.
Truck.
Well, looks like you got to walk, sir.
You're not even trying to right the truck.
Nope, it's stuck. Looks like you got to walk.
How about you get out?
I'm on the side that's on the ground. I can't get out.
I beg to differ. Climb out the rear window.
Why don't you climb out the rear window?
Someone better ride this other horse. Someone better do it.
Lovestoke is refusing to give me a ride with this flimsy excuse of the truck is upside down. Merg is now playing Farming Simulator 19.
Should just now.
Watch, the instant I get out, Lost Joke's gonna right the truck and drive away. Or he'll just wait a little bit to make a liar of me.
You're still in the truck, though.
Yeah.
Don't
I
forget
still
to
think you
clean the
should get
horse.
out.
Don't forget to clean the horse also. You have been doing it, which is good, but just, you know, with all this argument with Lost Joke, don't want you to take your eye off the prize. Lost Joke, did you need some help?
No, I got it.
Okay.
He's just sitting there.
The truck's
in the
letting
other
it
truck.
run.
How are you doing, Helper Eye? You doing alright?
Yep, he's blocked by an object.
You're blocking Helper Eye,
I'm not blocking Helper
and you
Eye.
did not like it.
I think you're blocking Helper Eye.
I'm nowhere near Helper
Nobody's
Eye.
Nobody's blocking Helper Eye. It was me. I was walking in front of him, but now I'm not. Nobody's blocking Helper Eye right now. Helper Eye is fine. Helper Eye can do
That's
his
rude.
job.
Helper Eye said he was blocked by an object. He's objectifying you.
Good. It's nice to feel pretty sometimes.
I mean, technically, your body is still an object.
Lost Joke, are you...
Hey, I said the truck's tired. I'm letting it rest.
That's deeply offensive to those people who think that people are just meat. Which horse do I need to ride?
The other one. The brown one.
The other one.
That's very, very informative. The other one.
The plain brown one. The plain brown one.
Alright.
That would be up there if you had said the horse I didn't ride. Oh, I see. I'd never noticed before because it's first person, but when you pull out the chainsaw, you have a safety helmet on.
Safety first.
That nerd guy wants you to be in him, Merg.
Okay, I mean, after the stream, you know, we'll get to it.
There should be a meter for these horses when you're riding them.
Well, there is, I mean, there is a meter in the menu.
You know, I mean, there should be a meter that you don't have to go on the menu to see.
What am I cutting right now? That's weird.
Horse's legs should definitely be broken after what I've done.
After what you've done.
I just went to gallop and pointed at that big steep hill and stopped steering.
There we go. Here too. Lost Joke, you doing okay, honey? You need me to use this chainsaw as a jaws of life for you? Oh, you're gone. you're back.
I have found a dilapidated water tower.
Nice.
With some train tracks that go nowhere.
Very nice, very nice.
Upper eye is blocked by an object.
He's blocked by the harvester.
Oh, is he? Oh, shit. There you go, Helper Eye. Sorry, I left it here. I wasn't even thinking. I should have put it away.
Always put your toys away. Were you raised in a barn?
Oops.
You have a problem with the barn born. Will your bigotry never end, Lost
Barnborn.
There's some they call him Barnborn.
Because he's just rude. Doesn't understand social pleasantries.
That's the entire gameplay cycle of the next Elder Scrolls game. Someone who doesn't understand social pleasantries.
So just Todd Howard's life? No, that's a lie. Todd Howard is...
Todd Howard
Listen, it
is
just works.
charismatic as fuck.
Yeah, he's very charismatic, which kind of like bothers me because it's like your games. No, he just doesn't understand why why people like it so much.
I mean, look at someone like Peter Molyneux too. He's a pretty charismatic guy, but his games tend to be. I mean, they're not bad, but like he very much overpromises.
He oversells his games. He promises all of these features that aren't in it, and I feel like his development team might not like him that much because of that. Because it's like you're selling promises that they're not putting in the games. I mean, I like Fable.
Yeah.
Mostly.
I like Black and White.
It's just...
I like those games, but like, they just weren't. They weren't what he said they were going to be.
I'm a little miffed that I couldn't play the most recent-ish Fable game because I didn't own. What does that thing Xbox have? That camera thing.
Oh, the Kinect.
Kinect. Yeah, it was like a Kinect-only game. Like, oh well, I guess I'm not gonna play it then.
Is that a Fable game?
The concept was that you were a wagon driver. So the whole idea is that you sitting on your couch, you are the wagon driver.
He was known as the wagon driver. Here, have this one too.
What one?
I put it on there. Just redo it. Go ahead.
So what Elder Scrolls do you predict is going to be the first outright flop?
6. Oh, I mean, they've already had a flopped Elder Scrolls game, though. They had Blades.
I'm talking about the flagship series of Elder Scrolls.
6.
I thought you were going to say maybe 7, but I kind of agree.
I think
it's
they
hard
need
to judge something that hasn't even like been
hasn't even
had
made
any
yet.
Thought put into it yet.
I just feel like
you can say gosh, I sure hate that title card for 6. It's the worst title card.
These trees are getting buggier by the second.
Well, it's not because they haven't put any thought into it. It's that I don't think they plan to put any thought into it.
They really need to completely up their game from 5 and from Fallout 4 and from Fallout 76 in order to make it a really good game, because I think people are starting to kind of be done with Bethesda's bullshit. Like their name and stuff, much like Blizzard is experiencing at this point. Their name is not carrying the same weight that it used to, and they really need to not rely on that anymore, because
well, unlike
are
Blizzard, I don't know the intricacies of the team on Bethesda, but a lot of Blizzard is not the original group.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of people like that on Bethesda too. Not a lot of people who worked on like Daggerfall are still there working on Elder Scrolls 6. But yeah, I think that it's more likely that I don't know if it's going to be necessarily a complete flop. I think it's probably going to sell an okay amount of copies, but I think it's going to be one of those where like people will just kind of not be as into it anymore.
I think a lot of people are just going to keep playing Skyrim mods.
Yeah.
Because they're not even playing to their own strengths anymore, which was good modding support without monetized fuckery.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, you're gonna be paying us for those mods from now on.
I think the same is going to be said of Starfield a bit as well. Like, Starfield really has to bring it, or else it's going to completely flop.
Now, for Starfield, do they actually have any game content worked on at all?
Yes. They supposedly, the trailer that they showed a few weeks ago uses all in-game.
If you didn't take such a wide
assets.
turn, the truck wouldn't be in the way. Look how far away from the field he is.
Supposedly, the trailer that they showed a few weeks ago uses all in-game assets and was even recorded in-game in real time. Supposedly, is what they said. So everything that you saw in the trailer is something that is going to be seen in the game. But
I don't even trust Bethesda. I wouldn't even be surprised.
Okay.
I wouldn't even be surprised if they just added those disclaimers to trailers.
So apparently,
just
the engine has to be on in order for the tailgate to properly go down.
yeah.
I'm talking. I wouldn't be surprised if they just saw those things in other trailers and was like, yeah, let's add those words to our trailer too.
I mean, it could
That's
be.
how
The
little
thing
I
is,
trust them.
I believe them only because I thought that the graphics on the trailer did not look that great. So I believe them when
Well,
they
that makes
say
sense then.
that it's all in-game graphics. I actually kind of believe them. I didn't think it
have
looked
zero
terrible, but
anticipation for Starfield.
I didn't think it looked terrible, but like it didn't really look that great compared to a lot of other
Can you
games
pick
that
up
are
this
out.
log?
Which one?
The one I'm standing on.
There is no log here.
there.
It's just like brush.
There is no log. There is only Zool. All the
This is a
wood
company that
that we have is over here, so I've been compiling it.
There's some desync then.
This is a company that can't properly handle its own established properties. They can't make a new IP that's compelling.
I think I honestly think that Bethesda games, specifically, because it can get real confusing because Bethesda is a publisher and a games developer. So like there are games that are published by Bethesda that could be called a Bethesda game but are not actually made by Bethesda Game Studios.
Yeah.
Specifically, I'm talking about Bethesda Game Studios games, makers of stuff like Fallout 3, Oblivion, Skyrim, Fallout 4, etc.
Yeah.
Their
That's what I'm talking
games
about too.
their games, I think, are fine for the most part, but they definitely have some major weak points. One of them, of course, is the game engine that they've been using for the past like 15 years. They keep on saying that they're going to use a new one, and then they keep on that new one supposedly just ends up being an upgraded version of the old one. So no, they're not using a new one. It definitely has a lot of flexibility in it, and I mean that's how they make a lot of their quests and stuff. But then again, I also think that a lot of their quests can be very limited in scope because they're using that engine. I think that they could do a lot more with it if they would just make a new engine. It would require more effort, and it might even, I think, put a dent in modding a bit if they did that. Giant nerd guy, no cursing for 10 minutes, sure.
No fucking cursing.
But I think in order to move beyond their current limitations, they need to do an entirely new engine. And I think there's a few reasons that they haven't done that yet, and I think one of them is that they're afraid of the backlash that they'll get if they move to a new engine because of its impact on modding. Because I think if they do move to a new engine, I think that modding is going to be very heavily impacted if they do that. Another reason is because of just the time and the effort, which of course equals money. In doing so, because it will require a lot of time and effort to either make their own or to license one and then have to learn the ins and outs and how to get it to do what they want it to do, etc. But I do think that is a major limitation that they are facing, and if they don't really make a new engine, it's just going to be the same. It's just going to be Skyrim in space. It's literally what it's going to be if they don't move to a new engine, because that's all that they can do.
I think the modding thing, if anything, counts in favor of a new engine for them, because they would have a somewhat plausible excuse as to why they've gutted modding and they need to just monetize everything.
Maybe.
It's not just the engine, though. They also just have boring ass stories, in my opinion.
It is that as well. I mean, there's multiple
the last
reasons.
Good story was Morrowind.
I thought Oblivion was okay. I thought Skyrim was okay. It wasn't that bad, but it wasn't really that exciting either.
I didn't even finish the main quest in Skyrim because I was bored to tears.
I didn't finish it because I didn't.
Fallout 4 is terrible.
I don't think I ever finished the main quest in Fallout 4. I didn't finish the quest in Skyrim because I didn't like that they made me have to kill the dragon in order to finish the story.
Yeah,
I didn't like that there was no choice.
That was a big thing that stopped me too. That was bullshit, and I was like, well, I'm just not going to do this.
Yeah, but if you don't do it, then
just
that's
refused
That's
to
the end
do
of the story.
it. So I just so you can't progress. Fallout 4's story, the main quest, it's not only poorly written, but it's also just not even internally consistent.
I had more fun in the side stories than the main story.
Yeah, that's generally how it is, but you'd think with so many games they've released with low quality main stories, they'd eventually try to hire a good writer.
You did have to kill him, Giant Nerd Guy. You had to kill him to progress the that storyline. You had to kill him in order to get the blades to like let you in, and that was like the actual ending of the story. It's possible they changed that after the fact, but when the game released, when I played it, you had to kill him. There was no choice. You either had to kill him or you just left the quest line. You just didn't do the quest, and that was it.
I think I remember maybe being able to refuse to kill him, but then that just ends the quest line.
Yeah, that just ends it right there.
Yeah. In Fallout 4 is the worst offender, though. Even the organizations don't make any sense. The Institute.
Should open the back of the
logic behind the way they operate.
You can't even fit that in because the back isn't open. I mean, look, we got this one too.
You need to cut that one.
No, if I can lift it, then I don't need to cut it. Wood is sold based on length. The longer the piece, the more money it gets.
Then put the tail end on the tailgate and have it raise up.
Or I could just put the back down, if the game would give me. There we go. Or I could just do that. I admit I did not really ever play any of the Fallout 4 DLC. People say that the DLC is better than the main game, which is stupid, but...
I think that's usually the case with Bethesda too, but by the time the DLC is released, I'm not interested.
Yeah, basically. Because I'll like buy the game at release, and then like the DLC isn't out, and so I'll play through the game, and then I'll be done with the game, and the DLC will come out like 3 months later, and it's like, man, I've already finished the game. You know, I don't want to have to like... you know, roll up another character and play through the whole thing again. You know, I'm sure I didn't save my character from before, so I have to do that. It's like, man, I'm not gonna play that.
And having played the game, I already have a bad taste in my mouth from the story, so I'm not gonna buy a DLC. They should teach about the writing of the Institute to aspiring game developers as
what not to
do, because it's dumb, it makes no sense, it's manipulative, but it's incompetently manipulative because they're like almost trying to paint them as good guys while simultaneously having them doing cartoonishly evil things for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, like, you know, they say the best villains are the ones who think that they're the heroes, but like, that has to have some kind of logic to it. It's not just like, you know, I'm killing everybody, that makes me the hero, that's a good thing to do. And it's like, well, like, why though? Like, what's the reason though? You have to have a good reason. You have to be at least somewhat relatable to be a good villain. Even if you're doing reprehensible things, they have to have like their own logic and reason for doing those things that you could almost see like, oh, I guess, but I still don't really want you killing people. Like that kind of thing, you know?
It's kind of like when they were writing the Institute, they thought that scientific progress is made by just doing random evil shit with no reason behind it. Like, well, we have to sacrifice to advance science. We need to see what happens when we replace this random dude with a robot. This will enhance our understanding of...
Here, let's look. I gotta go take care of this.
Our next scientific breakthrough is only one random dude replaced by a robot away.
Like, why were they even replacing people with robots? Like, what was even the point?
Because they thought that sounded cool. And they also thought an organization that was trying to advance science after the apocalypse sounded cool. And those two ideas being totally incompatible just didn't enter into their heads.
Like, I can concede that there could be interesting story reasons why you would want to start replacing people with robots. Like, there could be interesting reasons. But
yeah.
Whatever reason they decided to go with was not an interesting reason. It was a stupid reason, and it made no sense.
They also made synths basically indistinguishable from humans, so who cares?
I mean, that can be a whole story thing that they maybe didn't even ever go into.
There are lots of things that they could have made interesting, but they just didn't.
It's literally the plot of Blade Runner.
Synths are simultaneously sentient beings that are no different from humans and deserve all their own rights and everything, but also they're just generic enemies for you to blow up en masse, who do evil things for no reason, murder people because they're synths. They do evil things because of what they are, but at the same time they're just like humans. Everything is just totally contradictory.
And
they
it wasn't
just have
even
a bunch of
they
just
didn't
have a
go into
bunch
that.
of vague ideas that they throw into a pot and mix together with no regard for whether any of them work together. And they sometimes have kind of weird mixtures that could theoretically grow into a good story if they developed it somehow, but they just never do that development on any of it.
I don't remember them ever going into the whole like maybe synths are like, you know, real people and could be treated as real people, except for Nick Valentine. But the thing with Nick Valentine is that like that was much more, that was very unsubtle. It was like, oh, everybody is the thing, Nick Valentine was so weird because I like the character, but the thing is like he looked like a synth, like he was unmistakably a synth, and everybody seemed to like him,
Yeah.
even though they were all otherwise racist against all other synths, racist and paranoid against all synths.
Yeah.
So like,
Only
what was
racist
even up
against
with
the
that?
ones that look human, but not racist
Mm.
against the one that's really unhuman. What else? Well, there was the whole railroad thing where there's a whole organization that's all
Yeah.
about freeing synths.
Oops.
They kind of just threw every possible android/robot trope into the game and mixed it all together haphazardly.
Yeah.
Sentient
guy, don't
robots, murder robots, out of control robots. Robots replacing people.
Don't date robots.
Do date robots. Robots are people, robots are just machines. And some people might argue that having all these different ideas in the game is like complex or something, but they make no attempt to reconcile any of them. They don't like examine the conflict between any of the ideas that they throw in there. They just kind of all coexist awkwardly.
Okay, we're gonna get into major spoiler territory here because I want to talk about this. So major spoilers for Fallout 4 main story. What was the deal with the
then
sun?
I'll be right back.
Are you leaving, Lost Joke? You don't want to be
Finish
spoiled?
Fallout. No, I don't want to be spoiled. I want to experience this myself.
All right, well
There's
then
nothing to be spoiled because it's just garbage.
go ahead and deafen yourself, and I'll let you know in in-game chat, in the in-game chat when it's safe. So major spoilers, Fallout 4. Here it goes. What is with the sun? Why did they take the sun? What was the point of that? What was the actual idea behind that? What was the scheme?
The actual idea was they needed something to drive the plot forward. But the flimsy excuse they give is that they need someone with unmutated DNA. But there's no reason why this person had to, like, become the leader of the Institute or anything. It's just a very flimsy chain of causality. They just wanted somebody who had unmutated DNA to use their DNA to keep pure, to keep humans pure, basically.
It sounds really stupid.
Within the Institute.
It's really stupid and dumb, and I hate it.
It is stupid.
All right, we can stop talking about it here. I'll. Okay, spoilers done. Spoilers done, everybody. Spoilers done.
If it was all a lie, then it was just even dumber.
But yeah, that's why Bethesda really has to knock it out of the park with Elder Scrolls 6 and with Starfield, especially with Starfield, particularly with Starfield, because it's a new IP. No one's gonna give a crap if it's bad. They're not gonna forgive it for sins as they do with Elder Scrolls and Fallout.
Yeah, I don't think Bethesda is going to shape up in any way until they hit rock bottom. And they haven't hit rock bottom yet, unfortunately.
I kind of hope that being acquired by Microsoft will, I don't know, change something. Microsoft doesn't really make bad games in general. Everybody hates them because they're a big, like, monopoly or whatever, but Microsoft doesn't really make bad games. So I would hope that that would, you know, help with Bethesda, but who knows.
Yeah. If anything, had someone spoiled Fallout 4 for me before I played it, I would have been like, well, thanks for saving me the time.
I tried for so long to not be spoiled by for Fallout 4, but eventually I was just like, you know what? I just don't think that I'm ever really gonna play the game all the way through, so I don't really care anymore. And then I eventually got spoiled for it. But I didn't inadvertently get spoiled. I was watching a video that I knew was about Fallout 4, and then I knew that someone was playing to the end, and I watched the whole thing, and so that's, you know, that was my choice to do that.
The endings are kind of dumb in Mass Effect 3-ish, too.
Now, see, I'm still not quite spoiled on Mass Effect 3, because I still think maybe someday I might play Mass Effect 3, but I actually have Mass Effect 3.
You know the color thing.
The what?
Don't you?
You
don't know the color thing about the Mass Effect 3 endings?
No. Don't spoil me.
I'm surprised you managed to avoid that. It's
Don't
not
spoil me
really a
on Mass Effect
spoiler,
3.
it's just like...
It kind of is.
Is it though? It's just saying how limited the endings are.
Yeah, and you could leave it at that.
I actually bought Mass Effect 3 when it first came out, and I think I ended up getting distracted by other games, so I didn't like play it right off. I think I started playing like part of it, and then I got distracted by other things, and so by the time I would have gotten around to playing it, the whole controversy about the ending and stuff was out. And I know one of the things that really put me off was that you had to play the online mode in order to get the things that you need for the true ending, which kind of pissed me off, because like I don't want to play
the online
against
mode
other
was
people.
like one of the best parts of 3.
Yeah, but I don't want to play a single player game against other people. Like if I play a single player game, I want to play by myself. I don't want to have to play.
You weren't. It wasn't PvP.
I know, but it doesn't matter. It's the point of having to play with other people, and I didn't want to play with other people. I play with other people all the time. When I want to play with other people, I will play a game where that's, you know, the main thing. If I want to play a single player story, I want to play a single player story and not with other people. I don't want to be forced to have to do that in order to just get, like, the best ending or whatever. Apparently that's something that they fixed with the new one. Apparently there is no multiplayer in the new one at all, in the remake. Which I know a lot of people are mad about.
And that's why I did not get it.
They also censored Miranda's ass, and fuck that.
But basically what I was saying is by the time I would have gotten around to playing it, the whole controversy had started up, and it really kind of put me off playing it. I did manage to avoid, I think, most of the spoilers, and I still, to this day, have managed to avoid most of the spoilers. Which, saying that, is just inviting people to try to spoil it for me, but fuck you if you do. But, like, I don't know, it's just, it's one of those, like, maybe I'll get around to it, but...
It would be doing you a favor. Just finish Tally's... Just finish Tally's romance, and then pretend the game is over.
See, that's one of the things that I still have not been spoiled on, is that I know that you end up seeing her face at some point. And I don't know, I've never gone out of my way to see a visual of that. I'd rather just see it in the game.
That's also disappointing.
I mean, she can't, like, look too weird, I'm sure.
Well, in the original release of the game, they used a stock photo to represent her face, but in the remake, they actually modeled it.
I haven't seen the model, but I imagine that will also be disappointing. It was a mistake to show her face at all, if you ask me.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't think it was a mistake, but the original pass at it didn't really hold up to how it was represented in game.
Have you seen the model of her face?
Yeah.
Is it not disappointing? Is it
interesting?
Well,
it's I don't know.
It's very subjective.
I'm kind of like lukewarm on the idea because I wasn't really interested in the remaster anyway, because without 3's multiplayer. But it is more in line with the actual character model this time around, as opposed to just being a stock photo.
With some shit drawn on it. Yeah. I think the only interesting thing I could think of for them to do if they were going to show her face at all would be if she was really ugly by human standards. Because that would kind of make the romance kind of interesting. In a way.
Hmm.
Like Shepard just doesn't give a shit.
I mean, they already have that with Garrus.
Yeah, you have Garrus already.
Yeah. Well, you'd have another female version of that. I don't know how they addressed Garrus being ugly by human standards, because I didn't play through his romance.
I mean, just look at him.
I didn't either.
Well, yeah, but
I like Garrus
talk about it? Is it an issue?
A bro. Garrus is
Just
my
don't
bro,
care.
and not, you know. I mean, if you like Garrus that way, that's fine with me. I'm not judging, but when I played,
I really
thought
the only
Garrus
thing that was really
like my best
discussed
friend
about
kinda
it was
guy.
the logistics of the fact that there's complications with a human-Turian interaction.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Well, they have complications with Pally too, so that's
Yeah,
pretty
they're
much
the
just
same
me.
complications.
I feel like the
No, they're
only
different.
I feel like the only real romance option you had that could end up with a baby is probably with what's her face, the blue chick whose name I can't remember.
They probably have the technology
Liara.
to take
Yeah, Liara. Mostly because, like,
DNA and splice them together.
with them, it's literally just like, I'll just touch you and get some of your DNA and then I'll make a baby. from like anybody. If you like Garrus that way, that's fine, Sleek. I don't mind. I'm just saying, when I played, that was my choice to think of Garrus more as a best bud instead of a romantic potential. I was one of those very boring people who romanced Liara. I might have tried with Tali, but I don't remember exactly what I did because it's been like too long.
You can even really romance Tali until the second game.
Yeah, I'm not sure that you can.
Game.
Yeah, I liked Jack. Jack felt like she was out of my league though. Jack felt like I'm not sure if I even can. Like I'm too Boy Scout for Jack. Because, you know, as I have said before, like I can't... It's hard for me to be a bad guy in those games. I can try, but I always end up doing all of the, like, good guy stuff instead.
If Callie turned out to be really ugly by human standards, it would be a bit different from the Garrus story, though, because Garrus's face is right out there from the start.
Yeah.
So Shepard knows what he's getting into, but he has no idea, or she has no idea what they're getting into when they, until they're like right about to do the nasty.
Yeah.
Tally. That's right before is when he or she finds out, so it would be kind of interesting if they revealed that she's like some sort of hideous thing.
Yes, I usually go Paragon, although saying always is not quite accurate considering I've only ever actually played Mass Effect 1 and 2 a single time each. I've never actually replayed those games. I've only ever played them once.
Yeah, I'm not really interested in replaying that type of game. I'm sort of interested, but if I try, I just lose interest.
I haven't even played Dragon Age. Everybody says Dragon Age is really good, but I don't know. When I look at it, I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if it's my thing.
The original one was okay, but it quickly went downhill.